Ukraine's president says that the U.S. and Ukraine have come to consensus over a number of important issues after marathon peace talks occurred in Florida in recent days. However, key sticking points remain over issues concerning territorial control. That is, what will happen to territory that is still being fought over in eastern Ukraine, and also the management of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The U.S. will show Russia a 20-point draft proposal that it formulated with Ukraine, and there are plenty of points of agreement, such as security guarantees that Ukraine is seeking from the U.S., which will mirror NATO's Article 5, and also support for economic growth, investment, and reconstruction. However, the question of what will happen in the eastern industrial heartland, where Russia maintains maximalist demands that Ukraine withdraw from territory it still has not captured, that is a big question. Now, Ukraine has repeatedly rejected that demand. The U.S. is proposing a compromise in which this area becomes a free economic zone. Zelenskyy is saying that is contingent on a referendum so that the Ukrainian people themselves determine their fate and determine what happens to that territory. Another issue is the management of the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhzhia. The U.S. is proposing a joint venture that would include the U.S., Ukraine, and Russia as equal partners. Ukraine does not want to do business with Russia, Zelenskyy said, and so he counter-proposed a joint venture that would be 50-50 between Ukraine and the U.S., with the U.S. free to distribute its share as it sees fit, presumably with Russia. Now, all of this will depend on Russia's response, which we expect in the coming hours and days, and that will determine the path of the peace process.